You know, in America, when a school gets shot up, 17 people lose their lives, mostly students. We cover it for about a week or two. We say our thoughts and prayers. We say we're going to do something. Then nothing. Then nothing. So Parkland obviously happened, I believe, 2.5 months ago. Nothing has happened. Congress hasn't done anything. The Senate hasn't done anything. Obviously, Trump's not going to do anything because we don't care about, our government is not there to actually serve its people. It's not there to protect its people. It's there to make money. We have a system of legal bribery in this country. We have an oligarchy, and it's becoming a fascist oligarchy, if you ask me. So out of Parkland, there's been a lot of student leadership. Those students in Parkland, they created that amazing march. I wish I could have gone and cover it, but I had just had back surgery. I think there was like 100,000 people there, if I'm correct. So David Hogg, I believe is his name. He's one of the students. He's gotten into it with Laura Ingraham on Fox News. Laura Ingraham attacked him because he got rejected from a few colleges. What kind of journalist is Laura Ingraham? So David Hogg has a great idea. Student activist David Hogg calls for a boycott of Vanguard and BlackRock over gunmaker ownership. David Hogg led the successful advertiser boycott of Fox Television's Laura Ingraham show last month after Ingraham publicly mocked his college acceptances. BlackRock and Vanguard, giant managers of exchange-traded funds and other passive-style investments, are the biggest owners of publicly traded firearms makers. And by the way, full disclosure, I'd have to look, but when I used to work at MSNBC, when I used to work at Fox News, you have a 401k plan with those companies. I'm pretty sure part of their 401k is Vanguard. You don't have a choice as an employee. It's just whatever their investment portfolio for your 401k is. Pretty sure at least one of them had Vanguard. So this boycott would hurt my 401k, but you know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Lives are more important than 401ks and money. Let's read a little bit more. One of Parkland, Florida's most prominent student activists on stopping gun violence has called for a boycott of Vanguard and BlackRock, two of the world's biggest investors in gun makers. In a post on Twitter on Tuesday, Hogg remarked on the firm's ownership of gun makers, adding, "If you use them, feel free to let them know." Then he added 2 tags: boycott Vanguard, boycott BlackRock. And you know who's taking a hell of a lot of money from BlackRock? Take a guess. He recently announced his retirement, and the corporate media showered him with endless love and affection. One of his largest donors in his political career has been BlackRock, a greedy financial company. Paul Ryan owns a hell of a lot of money in BlackRock. But the media, Jake Tapper's interview with Paul Ryan on the day he announced his retirement was embarrassing. Jake Tapper should be embarrassed. He might as well have fed him donuts and done other things that I won't say on a family program like this. David Hogg, the student, is calling for a boycott. And I say, yes, David. Hogg led a successful advertiser boycott of Fox Television's Laura Ingraham, blah, 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 blah. BlackRock and Vanguard, giant managers of exchange-traded funds and other passive-style investments, are the biggest owners of publicly traded firearm makers like Sturm Ruger and American Outdoor Brands. That's because these funds track stock indexes that include the stock of the gun makers. BlackRock recently said it had created new funds that would exclude those stocks for investors that wanted to avoid owning them. The fund manager has also said it is in active conversations with gun makers about their business. Why this is so important, and I got to tell you, I don't want to be I don't want to be cheesy because I'm only 31, so I don't want to be the children will save us. I'm still technically young, I think, but the children are going to save us because you need young people, high school age, young college age, that are aggressive, that are fearless, that are fed up, like David Hogg, to get in the establishment's face. And you know how you get in the establishment's face? You know how you create change in this country? When you light a nuclear fire under their wallets. Because you know what's connected to their wallets? Their anuses. That's how the powerful work in this country. Their wallets and their anuses connected. We need to hit them where it hurts. And that's, who are the companies investing in these gun manufacturers? Who are the companies investing in these pipelines? There has been a very, very massive de-investment campaign, a defund campaign for the banks that are active in these pipelines. And now we need to be active in hitting the companies that are in bed with the gun manufacturers. If you threaten their funds, if you make them have to answer for their associations and who they are investing in, you start to get real change. As amazing as protest is, there's definitely a place for protest. There's definitely a place for that giant gun control march that was in DC, March for Our Lives. You gotta be protesting outside these corporate offices. You have to be protesting outside these corporate executives' homes. I'm not calling for violence. I'm not calling for violence. Absolutely no violence. Peaceful protest. Make the corrupt have to answer for their corruption. Make the corrupt have to answer for their corruption. When you protest, when you boycott in person, on social media, you make them have to answer. And look at what just happened with Starbucks. They did the wrong thing. They arrested 2 black guys for the crime of waiting for a friend to show up. The outcry on social media was massive. Starbucks looking for its bottom line. I think they fired the staffer who called the police on them. And now they're meeting with the 2 black men that were falsely arrested. Call the Bill Gates Foundation. The Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation, I think it is. Make them have to answer for why they own 30% of a nuclear waste site and why they're not paying for the cleanup in St. Louis. Call Vanguard. Call BlackRock. Set up protests. Tell your local public officials. Set up organizations in your city. Because these school shootings are still going to happen. It's not just school shootings. They happen at concerts. They happen in movie theaters. They happen at malls. They happen everywhere. Make the companies that are making the gun manufacturers rich have to answer for that.